I'd like to call to order the July 9th, 2015 meeting of the Naperville Park District Board of Commissioners. Time is 7 o'clock. All please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Jackie, would you call the roll, please?
President Riley?
Yes.
Vice President Janner?
Here.
Commissioner Egan?
Present.
Commissioner Ensign?
Here.
Commissioner Heidi?
Here.
Commissioner Todd? Here. Commissioner Young?
Here.
Thank you. Now, this is always my favorite part. It's not on every agenda, but we always like when we can recognize some of the participants in our programs and some of our distinguished leaders in the community. So if I could, with the players and coaches from the Naperville Park District's Crusaders, Junior High Rugby Program, and Park District Program Manager Gary Foyles, please join me on the podium. This is a good crowd. Rugby is a sport that's becoming more and more popular every year. The junior high rugby program began in the spring of 2009 after the Park District's high school rugby programs grew beyond the scope of a Park District program to become independent clubs. The Park District still supports the high school club by providing game fields and training junior high players to be ready for the high school level. From the beginning, the Crusaders junior high teams have been perennial contenders for the state championship. Under the first head coach, Graham Jackson, the Crusaders won the state championship in 2010. Under the next head coach, John Baderman, the program grew to 40 players and continued to make a strong showing in state competition. The winter and spring programs are run completely by volunteer coaches, and that's something that Naperville Park District sincerely appreciates, all the work that we get from our volunteers for coaching, including head coach John Chevalier and assistant coaches Elliot Hershick, Dan McGuire, Brandon Bortoli, and Dave Vanagas. Players from the Crusaders have gone on to represent their home clubs on the Illinois All-State teams and the Midwest representative teams. Tonight we're happy to celebrate the successes of our 2015 teams. First, congratulations to the under-12 group for finishing the season as third in the state of Illinois. Great accomplishment. And next, we want to congratulate the under-14 group for winning the state championship in their division. Congratulations on bringing the trophy to Naperville. In addition to the team accomplishments, every player here received medals from Rugby Illinois as state winners. So the Board of Park Commissioners congratulate you, and we have a small gift for each of you, and Gary's going to help me with that part. Now we have a special award for a very special person. At this point, it's my honor to call up Mayor Emeritus George Pradle. Mayor Pradle, in the 20 years that you served the city as mayor, you've been a great friend to the Naperville Park District, and we sincerely appreciate everything you've done to support us. And we think it's terrific that you're continuing on in service as Mayor Emeritus, a specially formed post just for you. So congratulations. Thank you very much. We also sincerely appreciate your continued involvement with the park police. Use your expertise all the time. So we have something that we want to get, especially for you. Now, we know that you have a lot of plaques and a lot of awards. So we want to get you something that was specific just to you. And if you recall back when we had the ribbon cutting for the work that was done at the Nike Sports Complex, you led a run, you led a dash across the artificial turf field. Now, you didn't necessarily come in first in this dash, but you did finish near the front. So we'd like to present you with this as a memento of our...
That's really great.
I know the answer to this question. Would you like to say a few words?
Well, first of all, I want to thank you for your leadership with the Naperville Park District. I want to thank all of you up here for what you mean to us in Naperville. We are so fortunate to have the leadership in our park district that we have, and the best park district in the Chicagoland area, I think, in the state. And we have so many programs that we have here. We have great leadership with Ray McGrury. You know, I've stuck around because he keeps prodding me and just kind of making me work and trying to keep me busy and trying to make sure that he gets back at me for when I was his boss years ago. But I always loved having him behind me, because if we went into a situation, all they would do is look at him and they'd say, yes, sir. And I'd think, whoa, what a power you have. And it wasn't me, it was him. So when he was a cop, he was the best, and he's the best leader we have in the Park District. Thanks for all the time that I've been able to be with the Park District and be participating. I remember when Bill Young was starting with the police force, the Park District Police Force, I wanted to be with him and help make that a possibility, and we did. And we've got a great Park District Police Force. But above all that, we have a great park district that meets the needs of our young people and our citizens of Naperville. And my hat's off to you, and I just want to say thank you, thank you, thank you. Thanks for everything you do for Naperville. We couldn't be prouder of all of you. Thank you, thank you.
Thank you again, Mayor Pradel. Jackie, do we have anyone signed up to speak?
Yes, we have one speaker, Mr. Carl Skrabach.
Please come to the podium.
Thank you for this opportunity, Commissioners. My name is Carl Skrabach. I live at 2883 Bond Circle in Naperville. And I'm here tonight representing the Senior Task Force of Naperville. And we have a concern, and it's about Central Park. The Central Park's main attraction, as you know, is the band concerts, of which I'm giving up this space tonight to be here. And at the Naperville Municipal Band concerts every summer Thursday, senior citizens comprise at least 80% of the audience. And of that 80%, a good 10% are senior citizens that are handicapped with limited mobility, using wheelchairs, walkers, canes, similar mobility devices. The previous bathroom facility was located on the east side of the band shell structure, and minibuses from our various nursing homes and assisted living facilities park down on Court Place and disengage their residents onto that east side of the park. The recent construction of the permanent bathrooms were built on the west side of the park. At a recent focus group that the senior task force held at Tabor Hills, one of the residents stood up and said, "I can't go to the band concerts anymore because I can't get to the bathroom. It's all the way on the other side of the park." And walking over the grass and so forth, and everybody in the audience agreed with them. So my wife also is handicapped, and we've experienced some difficulty in the same manner because we're on the wrong side of the park. Now we know better, we go on the other side of the park. Our suggestions are as follows. We would like to see an engineering review of the overall handicap access at Central Park, within the park and for the bathroom facility. And I just wonder why the minibuses couldn't park on it's Court Place, the other street on the other, behind the YMCA. If that parking area were made a little bit larger, then the buses could angle into those parking places. But that would present yet another problem with there's almost a berm of land on that side of the park. So if that could be leveled, or just take a look at the handicap access, maybe making an area for seniors or for handicaps on the opposite side of the park, which would be nearer to the bathroom facilities. And lastly, it seems to me that there isn't nearly enough handicap parking around the park. And I wonder if we couldn't make what's the name of that street?
Benton?
The one behind the YMCA where I suggested the buses would park. Central Park Road. If that could be all handicap parking during a concert. And my last suggestion is that that not be a true street during the concerts as well, because traffic coming down that street and going through that street impedes people coming and going to the bathroom. And that's the content of my presentation. I appreciate the opportunity to speak.
Thank you. Ray, do you have any comment?
Yeah, and well, here's what I'm going to do. I know you have the information you put down on the form. I think everything you're talking about, the city would have to take care of that, not us. But that doesn't mean I'm going to push you off onto the city. What I will do is I will get in contact with you probably tomorrow and figure out who from the city we can speak with, because we just lease the park, but we really don't have anything to do with the bathrooms and the parking and of that nature. But there is a whole contingent of people over there that we can get together with and see what we can do.
Good.
Okay?
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. We'll move on to updates and reports. First, we have a Riverwalk Commission update from Commissioner Heidi.
Thank you, President Riley. The Riverwalk Commission met on July 8th, and although there are many exciting and positive things currently occurring in relation to the Riverwalk, we received some negative news that somewhat monopolized our meeting. First, the $1.1 million Department of Commerce and Economic Opportunity grant that was awarded for the 430 South Washington Street project has been suspended indefinitely. As we know, this is not entirely unexpected in light of the grants that we have seen suspended lately, but it certainly brings the project to a precipitous halt. The plan moving forward is yet to be determined, but will likely involve funding it through the city's capital project budget. The silver lining is that the project had not yet gone out for bid. Second, the Water Street contractors have run into some difficulties relative to laying the foundation for the new portion of the Riverwalk. The bedrock is not cooperating, and a new footing installation technique, will need to be employed at significant additional expense. In other news, the Dick Tracy statue will remain at its current site but at a higher elevation to avoid flooding issues. Commissioner Bob Ross has been reappointed for another 3 years, and a new Carillon advocacy volunteer group has been launched to enhance the Moser Tower Carillon experience. Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner Heidi. Now for Golf Committee, Commissioner Todd.
Okay. The Golf Committee met on June 22nd. We reviewed the May revenue and expenses. And although the golf revenue from lessons is lagging from previous years, we've had about 6,000 rounds played, which is ahead of last year and actually most years. The main reason that our lesson revenue is down is due to the fact that we had an inordinate amount of rain on 7 out of the 10 weekend days in May. The driving range has remained very strong. We're also seeing similar numbers of rounds at both courses, and we think this is also due to the fact that that we reduced the rate at Naperville, and so we're seeing a evening out of that. So overall, revenue is better than last year, especially from the driving range. We had a good start for June. One Friday, we had almost 900 rounds. We're also doing the rollout of the Golf Now Plus. That's been very smooth, and there's been dynamic pricing structure, seems to be very effective. We also reviewed the proposed renovations for the Springbrook driving range, and these were presented to you at the last workshop. Finally, marketing is planning to hold focus groups again in August. 2013 was the last time we held focus groups for golf, and you should be seeing some new commercials on Golf Scene. They were being produced and will increase the coverage of those commercials also. And the next meeting then for the Golf Committee is going to be scheduled sometime after our board retreat. That's it.
Thank you. Next, my comments, which will be brief. The Naperville Park District Annual Report is now available on our website. This is what it looks like. It's for the fiscal year ending 12/31/2014, and the report focuses on a critical element of the district's operation, that is how we manage the funds we receive from taxpayers and program participants, but it also provides good insight into the offerings of the Naperville Park District. Offers overviews on our major initiatives for our new Fort Hill Activity Center to our rapidly growing scholarship program. Has a good snapshot of the parks and facilities we offer and the value of those to residents. As I said, the report is available on our website, and it's pretty easy reading for a financial report. So I urge you to take a look at it so you can determine if we're being good stewards of your tax and program fee dollars. In that report, you'll see that we maintain 143 parks, 73 playgrounds, 60 miles of trails, plus all the ball fields, courts, and rinks. My point here is that our park staff does an excellent job of maintaining an ever-growing array of outdoor recreational facilities, but they can't be everywhere at once. So if you live near or regularly visit one of our facilities and you notice that it's not up to our usual standards due to rapid growth in a cool, wet spring or possibly vandalism, please contact us and let us know. The sooner we are aware of a problem situation, the quicker we can schedule appropriate corrective action. You won't be bothering us with your call, you'll be helping our staff. Next, we have our Executive Director's report.
Thank you, President O'Reilly. A couple quick things here. As Commissioner Todd spoke about the rain, we've had an inordinate amount, I'll use that word again, this past June, and actually today, Director of Planning Eric Schutz brought to my attention Illinois was the wettest state in the United States in June and recorded the highest rain total ever in the history of Illinois in June. So that just tells you, and Kevin is certainly seeing the brunt of that with some emails and phone calls from concerned citizens about algae and things of that nature. So we certainly have our hands full. But that being said, the construction of the Fort Hill Activity Center continues. That's the good news. The bad news is we're 26 days behind currently due to the rain. But the contractors feel that we will hit a few big milestones here coming up within the next month or so, and feel that we will be making up the lost time rather quickly. One of the milestones will be the placement of the precast walls, which will be pretty exciting to see. White Construction and site contractors have done a phenomenal job of working around the rain And when I say that, I've learned more about construction management in my 8 years here than I've ever known in my life. Between Eric and his team being out there working hand in hand with White Construction and the contractors, they are doing things out of order, but still working so that, there's not idle time out there. So you always see people out there doing something. So a lot of the work that probably should have been done in a month has already been completed. We just need a stretch of dry weather to get caught up here. The plan is to be under roof by winter, which then makes the weather pretty much a moot point. So that's the goal. White is very confident that we're going to meet that goal and not have a problem. We're in the final stages of completion of the Sportsman's Park remediation project. The Illinois EPA needs to approve our Phase 2 remedial action completion report submission, which upon approval will trigger the no further, you guys caught that one? Trigger the no further remediation letter we've talked about over the past several years. A grand reopening celebration of the park will be held sometime in the near future, probably late summer here on a Saturday morning. And then finally, today, we started the Centennial Beach 3-day sale for 2015 season memberships. The 3-day splash sale begins today, July 9th at 8:30 this morning, and there were several people in the lobby when I was at work today, taking full advantage of that, and ends this coming Saturday, July 11th at 8 p.m., offering a 50% discount for all membership categories, including both resident and non-resident. Beach memberships from last year may be renewed by calling Centennial Beach at 630-848-5092 during regular beach hours, which is 11 a.m. till 8 p.m., beginning today at 11 through this coming Saturday at 8. New memberships must be purchased in person during regular operating hours beginning today and going through this coming Saturday at 8 p.m., either at Centennial Beach, which is at 500 West Jackson, or at our Park District office, which is at 320 West Jackson from 8:30 to 5 p.m. tomorrow and 9 till noon on Saturday. Thank you.
Thank you. Next, we have approval of the treasurer's report.
Move to approve the May 2015 Treasurers Report.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Jackie, call the roll, please.
Vice President Janner,
Yes.
Commissioner Todd,
Yes.
Commissioner Egan,
Aye.
Commissioner Ensign, Commissioner Heidi,
Yes.
Commissioner Young,
Yes.
President Riley.
Yes. Next, we have the consent agenda. Are there any items to be removed from the consent agenda?
Move to accept consent agenda items A through M.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Jackie, call the roll, please.
Vice President Janner,
Yes.
Commissioner Todd,
Yes.
Commissioner Egan,
Aye.
Commissioner Ensign,
Yes.
Commissioner Heidi,
Yes.
Commissioner Young,
Yes.
President Riley.
Yes.
Move to approve consent agenda as accepted.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. This is a voice vote. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? None? Next item is unfinished business. We have no unfinished business. So I'll read off the future meeting schedule. Next, we'll have a regular meeting of the Board of Park Commissioners, July 23rd, 2015. That'll be at 6 o'clock in our South Maintenance Facility. August 13th, we'll have a regular meeting of the Board of Commissioners here in the Municipal Center at 7 p.m. And on August 27th, we'll have a regular meeting of the Board of Park Commissioners at 6 p.m., again, the South Maintenance Facility. We have no executive session for this evening. So the next item on the agenda is adjournment.
Move to adjourn the July 9th, 2015 regular meeting.
Second.
We have motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Thank you all.